Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Friday, the 17th of January. One person is critically injured after a crash involving a car, ute and small truck in the Bay of Plenty. Emergency services were called to State Highway 29 at Lower Kaimai, southwest of Tauranga, about 10:30 this morning. Two other people in the same vehicle suffered moderate injuries, while the sole occupants of the two other vehicles were unhurt. There have been major traffic delays as a result. The US is resolute. The Gaza ceasefire agreement will go ahead as planned. Israel's coalition will vote to confirm the deal, having today reached an agreement with Hamas regarding the release of hostages. But far-right cabinet members are threatening to boycott the ceasefire. White House National Security Advisor John Kirby told CNN the Biden administration has ironed out any issues and believes the Middle East is on a good path forward.
What we worked hard on is getting this deal across the finish line so that a ceasefire can take place, and we want that to take place as early as this weekend.
Meanwhile, Israel continues to strike Gaza, killing at least 83 people overnight. The first cycle of fuel removal from the wreckage of the HMNZS Manawanui is complete. Jordan Dunn has more.
The naval vessel ran aground and sank off Samoa's coast in October, sparking fears of possible damage to the ecosystem. The Defence Force says recovered fuel has been offloaded at the port of Apia and the barge is returning to the wreckage for the second cycle. Commodore Andrew Brown is pleased with the progress despite the impact of adverse weather.
A public transport advocate says no one wants fare increases. From February 2nd, Auckland Transport is changing its zoning and fare structure. It's moving from 14 to 9 zones, which will reduce the cost of some long trips. AT says due to rising operating costs, fares are being increased by up to 25 cents for each bus and train journey and up to $1.40 for ferries. The Public Transport Users Association's John Reeves says it all adds up.
If you take 10 or 12 trips a week, it will be felt naturally by public transport users.
The forecast isn't looking too bad for what's arguably Auckland's biggest events weekend of the summer. Thousands are expected to descend on Eden Park over the next 2 nights to see country music star Luke Combs. The city's also playing host to Sail GP over the next 2 days, and Auckland FC is taking on Melbourne FC at Mount Smart Stadium tomorrow night. Met-Service forecaster Horda Thordassen says it should be a mostly settled weekend for most of us.
There's an easterly flow, reasonably seasonably warm temperatures and the odd shower, but a lot of fine spells as well.
To sport, and the French team will again sit out the later Sail GP regatta this weekend in Auckland. A wing sail issue on their modified AC-50 foiling catamaran is the reason for the French team's second straight failure to take the start line. And the Chiefs are hoping for a positive outcome for star loose forward Wallace Sititi, who's undergone surgery to repair an undisclosed injury. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.